Oh hey, hi! I'm finally doing another one of these reviews, rants, whatever, I don't know what you want to call them. If you thought I completely forgot about this project, you would be absolutely right, because I did. But I got a request to keep doing them, so I'm gonna start these up again. So where are we? We are on chapter 10. We're on Christian's yacht, and then there was some sex. Okay, Christian actually just said the word laters, as in, instead of see you later, instead of later, he literally just said laters out loud. Like, that is a phrase that I use mostly in text speak when I'm being stupid with my friends, and he actually just seriously said it out loud in serious conversation. Like, okay, here's the thing. Even if this is a phrase that you would actually use with your friends, a lot of the time in dialogue, in a book, there's a line that needs to be drawn. Like, okay, yes, dialogue needs to sound natural, but there's also a point where it gets too natural, and like things that sound fine in conversation with your friends in real life don't come across well on the page. They just come across as bad writing. Anna's like having one of her contemplative moments, like gazing at Christian lovingly and having an internal monologue, and she's like, could I ever leave him again, no matter what he did to me? Could I betray him like that? No, I don't think I could. First of all, the no matter what he did to me concerns me, because that's implying a lot of things, and considering what we've seen of their relationship up until now, and the fact that no matter what he did to me, could I betray him like that? Like, no matter what he does to her, she's still more concerned about hurting him than taking care of herself. That's not healthy. Like, sometimes you gotta hurt someone else in order to take care of yourself. Ultimately, you come first, no matter how much you love that person. No, that's not the color for Britishisms. I'm relearning this, you guys. I feel rather windburned, to tell the truth, but I had a lovely afternoon. A perfect afternoon, thank you. Okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm not gonna do any more really bad British accents. I apologize for that. British! Okay, no, I said I was done. I'm done. I apologize. I ignore the mention of the bitch troll. I don't remember, because he just mentioned someone named Elena, and apparently Elena is the bitch troll, but I don't remember who Elena is either. Oh geez, I almost forgot about her. What is it? Her inner goddess, and what's the other one? Her conscience? Or her inner something? I don't fucking know. They're annoying as hell. Unless your character actually has multiple personality disorder, or like some kind of disorder in which, or I don't know if it's like magical circumstances, whatever, like two souls inhabiting one body, I don't know, depending on what genre you're getting into. Unless there's an actual reason for your character to have multiple personalities, like just taking like your inner goddess, i.e. your self-esteem, your confidence, whatever, and your conscience, and like giving them personalities, personifying them in the narrative, really doesn't work for me. It just comes off as really, like, I don't know, tacky and mostly just obnoxious. I'm just so, oh my god, okay. So there's this whole conversation about like, blah, 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 is this enough for you, whatever. And Anna says, so you don't want to take me into your playroom? And Christian says, no, I don't. The last time we were in there, you left me. And this is where, like, if you guys remember, at the end of the first book, Anna let Christian, like, do really, really intense pain play with her, like hit her really, really hard, and she couldn't take it, obviously. and she freaked out, and they broke up, and that's where this book started. And so now Christian is obviously like afraid that if he dominates her again, she's gonna leave him again. And this is where he shot himself in the foot, because he did a terrible job of introducing Anna to kink. This is now coming back to haunt him. Like, if you had introduced her gradually, if you had had a better conversations with her, better aftercare, better like helping her get to know her likes, her dislikes, her limits, her pain tolerance. I don't know, I'm not gonna get into this whole thing again because I've gone over all of this already, but it was just a train wreck from the beginning, and now it's coming back to haunt them because he's like, he wants to dominate her because obviously, like, that's who he is, he's kinky, but he's afraid of it now because he doesn't want to lose her again. And it's this whole clusterfuck now, and it's like, it's just frustrating as a kinky person to like see this falling apart so spectacularly, because it's like, no, this is not what kink is supposed to be. And like, even with someone who this is their first time in a kinky relationship, like, it could have gone so much better than this. We're getting a recap of Anna's day, in case we forgot, which honestly I forgot some of this shit because it's been so long. And she says, even Christian himself has been so different. It's as if he's letting go of something or rediscovering something. I don't know which. Who knew he could be so sweet? Did he? And once again, that just feels like this little like microaggression of kink shaming, because it's like, he's not able to discover how to be sweet, how to be caring, until he gets into his first vanilla relationship, which is such bullshit. Like, here's the thing that I think a lot of, like, I don't know, mainstream society doesn't understand about kink, and that honestly I didn't understand about kink until I really started exploring my kinky identity, is like, if you think about vanilla sex, like, vanilla sex can be rough, or it can be really gentle and loving and just really, really romantic and caring. And kink is the same way. Like, I know I can understand how that can be hard for someone to wrap their heads around if they don't really know that much about kink, but it really, like, so much of kink is loving and caring and really its own kind of romantic. Again, if you think about reasons why if you have a sex drive and you experience sexual attraction and enjoy sex, there are so many reasons why you can want it or can need it. Like, sometimes it's just you're horny and it's like that primal need, but sometimes it's this, you need it as this outlet for like being cared for and feeling loved and appreciated. And engaging in kink, in play, can come out of that exact same need to be loved and be cared for and be appreciated, and it can be empowering and just all kinds of different experiences. And it absolutely, you can be sweet and be romantic when you're dominating someone. Like, you don't need a specifically vanilla type of relationship in order to be sweet and be affectionate and be caring. And kink is not, it's not a negative, and it's not just one thing. It doesn't come out of just one need or one emotion or one mood. It's as diverse and as like varied and different every time as vanilla sex. And point being, that's what this book is not getting across. So, plot point, they left because Layla, crazy ex, like, got into their apartment or whatever. I don't remember exactly what happened, but they've, like, she's run off now, and all his whatever security people have like swept the apartment, and it's all good, she's gone. So they're back at his apartment, and so, but of course he's still like tense, because I mean, I would be too in this situation. And once they're in the elevator up to his apartment, he like rounds on Anna. You are not allowed out of here alone, you understand? And she's kind of like, okay, geez. But then her internal monologue goes, but his attitude makes me smile. I want to hug myself. This man, all domineering and short with me, I know. That's a problem. Just like they were out and about and Christian was being all sweet to her and she was so happy because she was actually being loved and cared for. But now that he's back to being possessive, being demanding, being kind of a dickwad, she's happy about that because it's more familiar to her. That is a problem. That is unhealthy. I marvel that I would have found it so threatening only a week or so ago when he spoke to me this way, but now I understand him so much better. This is his coping mechanism. Being possessive and domineering and angry and scary at your significant other as a coping mechanism. Like, if that is your coping mechanism, you need to work on that. You need to find other coping mechanisms that are not harmful to the people around you. That's not okay. As our tongues thrash against each other, that's really not a sexy mental image, you guys. Confession time. I write smutty fanfiction. Or, I don't know, undressing each other, sex, whatever, in like an original way to keep it interesting but also keep it hot. But here's the thing. Tongues doing things like thrashing against each other is never gonna be hot. Like, that's never gonna be a good mental image. I'm sorry, I just can't. His beautifully sculptured mouth. Beautifully sculpted. Sculpted, verb. Sculpture, noun. Got it? Okay, good. This has been your English lesson for the day. So they've reached Christian's apartment and Taylor's there, of course, and Anna's like making some stupid joke about, because I guess they like checked her into the hotel under a false name. Taylor greeted her as Miss Steele and Anna says, I was Mrs. Taylor yesterday. And they're like grinning back and forth and like making stupid jokes about, oh, that has a nice ring to it. Yes, I thought so too. And Christian is actually like legitimately upset by this. Like, it's super obvious that they're joking, and Christian actually gets angry about it even after they had this whole conversation about like she's not attracted to Taylor at all and like whatever, he's just Christian's assistant, like. And it turns into this whole thing, and like now Christian's like, pardon me a moment, Taylor, I need a word with my woman, and like leads Anna into his bedroom, and I'm sure that it's gonna turn into an argument, and like it shouldn't be this big of a deal. That kind of jealousy, that kind of possessiveness, when someone even like jokes about liking someone else, like, that's not okay. It's not romantic, it's not sweet. You should not be that aggressively possessive of your significant other. It's not healthy. And like romance novels, movies, like society really romanticizes that kind of possessiveness, and we need to fucking stop it right now, because this is how women get into abusive relationships, and everyone, I guess. I really shouldn't be limiting it to just women, because other genders can absolutely be in abusive relationships too as the victim, but it very much is romanticized specifically as a man being possessive toward a woman, like most of all. And this is how people get into abusive relationships without even really realizing it, because someone who is like really jealous and really possessive, that's like that's just, oh, he just loves me so much and it's so sweet and romantic. Like, no, it's not. Cut it the fuck out. So she mentions that she has to get ready for work tomorrow, and he's like, work? No, Layla's still out there. I don't want you going to work. Like, I get that he's worried for her. I get that he has, like, this ex out here who is extremely mentally ill and dangerous and violent, and he's just trying to protect Anna from her. But it just really bothers me that the way this is written out is that he's actively trying to keep her from living her life, including going to work, and she has no say in the matter. And so it's like, it's basically him being super controlling and abusive under the guise of protecting her, which is not okay with me. Now he's like, because she's like, Christian, I need to work for a living, and he's like, no, you don't. And she goes, what does he mean? He's going to support me? Oh, this is beyond ridiculous. I've known him for, what, 5 weeks? And I'm like, thanks, Anna, thank you for that, because, yeah, it is ridiculous that for him to be like, oh, that's okay, you can just be my stay-at-home wife and I'll support you, and like, no. First of all, there was no discussion about this. Anna has not, like, expressed an interest in being a stay-at-home anything and having, you know, just like spending Christian's money, so that's not okay. And he's like, and he's now trying to like force it on her, which is also not okay. It's such a huge thing for Christian that part of his caretaking of Anna is like, she's not working, she's not spending her own money, he's the one spending money on her, with no regard for the fact that she likes her job, she wants to go to work, like she wants to get out of the house and live her life. Just, it reeks of like these arcane ideas of what a relationship should be and what a woman should want out of a man. I'm really glad that Anna's standing her ground in this. He says, I don't want you going to work, and she says, it's not up to you, Christian. This is not your decision to make. Like, damn fucking right it's not. Frightened of a little girl like you? Can we not with the, oh, you're not scary because you're a little girl, and that's really sexist, and I'm sick of it. And if my boyfriend said that to me, honestly, I would walk out on him. Like, I don't know, call me petty, call me what you want, but I'm not here for that, like, microaggression, sexist, misogynist bullshit. That's not funny to me, it doesn't make me feel good. So he's got a pool table in his library, I think, in his apartment somewhere, and Anna's just challenged him to a game of pool, and she's like, let's make a bet. And he's like, okay, what happens if you win? And she says, if I in the writing with no indication from her internal monologue, like, what it feels like, just going off of what we've seen of her internal monologue in the past few pages, is she's all gung-ho about getting back into kink for Christian's sake, and just because she's worried that he's not getting enough out of the relationship. Which is exactly how you get a repeat of the situation at the end of the last book. Done. Another chapter conquered. This video is ending. I'm going to finish my tea. I'm going to try to forget the horrors of what I just had to go through. Maybe try and go find some good, wholesome, kinky smut somewhere on the internet from someone who actually knows how to write healthy kink. Thanks for watching, as usual. thanks to the person who gave me the request to keep doing this. Like, I don't know, that's a self-esteem boost knowing that at least one person in the world cares about what I have to say about this book series. That's kind of all I could have really hoped for out of this series of videos, is if, you know, I managed to amuse one person on the internet. That's great. Hopefully it won't be another 2 years before my next. I'm gonna try and do this a little bit more regularly, along with everything else that I'm trying to do a little bit more regularly. Thanks for watching. Love you, mean it. Bye.